Hello everyone, and if you've been to my channel before, welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, glad to have you here. I hope you enjoy the video. If you haven't yet, please click subscribe down below, and if you like the video, please click like as well. If you'd like to see more of my videos, click on the little bell next to subscribe, and YouTube will notify you when I have a new video updated. In this video, I am doing an extreme clean on my bedroom. The nightstand and the dresser were just really in need of a cleanup and sort of a do-over, if you will. So right now I'm starting in the video with cleaning off my nightstand and just basically decluttering a lot of stuff that's on it. And it's amazing how many things I found as I was cleaning didn't even belong in the bedroom, let alone on the nightstand. So I'm starting with cleaning that, and after that I'm going to work on the other nightstand and then the dresser, and then I'm going to polish everything up and make the bed. So I'm going to let you guys watch a bit here while I'm working on the nightstand, and then I'm going to pop in periodically. After the initial cleanup, I wiped it down and I decided to take the vacuum with an attachment to it because it seemed like that would be the best way to get a lot of the dust off of the nightstand and off the lamp and lampshade. And I gotta say, it really did work well. And so this is just cleaning off the lampshade before moving on to polishing and cleaning and shining up the nightstand. So once I was done wiping off and cleaning off the nightstand, I went and got the Milsec. My husband really loves this stuff because it does a good job of cleaning wood and moisturizing it and shining it up. So I made sure to do the Milsec on that nightstand, and I also did it on the next nightstand, which you will see later. Now on to the next nightstand. This is the one that my husband uses. So first things first, I cleared everything off of it that didn't need to be there, and then I'll go on to dusting it and washing it. But first I just had to declutter it. For a bit of time, I actually ended up sleeping on my husband's side of the bed and him on mine, and so I was using this nightstand for a bit. So I actually had my thyroid medication over on that nightstand instead of mine for a little while. So now that this one's all cleared off, I get to move on to wiping and dusting it, and then after I'm wiping and dusting it, I'll get onto the Milsec to polish it up. So I was wondering, what do you guys like to use when you're cleaning glass or mirrors or polishing wood? I know my husband loves Milsec, so we use that on all the wood stuff, usually probably about once a month or so. And then for daily or weekly use, I'll use the Method wood cleaner because I find that works really well. And they have this sweet almond smell to it that it's just fantastic, so I love using it. The Milsec has a little bit stronger of a scent to it, so while it polishes really well and cleans really well, the smell is something that I don't like to use as often as the Method. And then on glass, I have been using lately a glass cleaner by Grove Collaborative that I'm really loving a lot. It works really well. You have to mix it yourself, but I find that it works really well. just finishing up on the legs of the nightstand because I want to make sure I got the legs. I got the cabinet on the other one, and now I just pulled out the vacuum cleaner and I'm sort of vacuuming up any dust that was under the bed. And now it's time to strip down the bed because when I milsec the headboard, I like to get everything off the bed to make sure that none of the milsec gets on any of the sheets or pillowcases. And I also planned on changing out the pillowcases and the comforter on the bed for a set that my sister-in-law gave us. And once I got it on there, it was pretty nice, but as you'll see later on, I decided to change it up for another set that was in my favorite color of purple. But right now I'm just stripping down the bed, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to milsec the headboard and the posts on the bed. You know, it's really amazing how much of the oil from your hair and your skin can get onto the wood of the headboard. So I'm really rubbing the headboard good here to make sure I get any marks off, and I wanted to clean it up and also make sure it really, is shiny and get any dust off of it too. And the milsec works really well on making it very shiny, and it also moisturizes the wood. Now it's time to strip the bed completely down, so I'm taking the mattress cover off of the mattress, and that's also going to go into the wash. I try and wash the mattress cover along with the rest of the bedding about once a month. And just going back to scrub off any last marks that I noticed that were still on the headboard that I couldn't get from the other side and that I couldn't see because the lighting from that angle didn't allow me to see it. So now that I'm done with the bed, it's time to move on to the dresser. So I'm pulling everything off the floor for the bed and putting it back on the bed, pretty much the pillows. And I'm going over to the dresser. So first things first, I'm clearing anything off of it that doesn't need to be off of it. My main goal was pretty much to get everything non-essential cleared off of it, and then to take the black runner that I have on it off of it. My husband had me make that to try and protect the surface of the dresser because the powder from the makeup he was concerned would wear away on the wood in the finish, so he wanted me to make a runner to protect it. And I made one, but the powder seems to be seeping through it, and so it's still getting to the dresser. So my big goal in clearing off the dresser was to clear everything non-essential off, get that runner off, and I bought some black vinyl at Joann's, and I got it on clearance, and then there was about 3/4 of a yard or so left on the bolt that I wasn't intending to buy, but by buying the entire bolt, they gave me another 50% off, so the total price for all the yardage ended up being like $11, which is pretty much a steal. It's just awesome. So I got that, and I cut that to size based off the measurements of the dresser, and sewed a new black runner made out of the nylon in order to go on this. So at this point, I just had to clear everything on the dresser that didn't need to be on there, and then give the dresser a good wipe down. You might notice I have a pink and black caddy on the dresser, and that's from Avon, and I gotta say I absolutely love that thing. I had shopped for a while before I found one that I liked, and it holds all my makeup in it, the eyeshadow, the eyeliner. It has compartments for the brushes, so I have everything broken down into the groups of what's for the face makeup, the eye makeup. I have the blush and highlighter and all that in its own section, and then the The eyeshadow compacts go at the very back, and there's also a slot where I can stick the cardboard that holds the hairpins in there, and so it just works really great. It keeps everything organized and looking nice. And I actually bought 2 of them so that come the time that this one should wear out for some reason, I have another one that I can replace it with, because it seems to me like it's going to last a while and I don't want to not have it available once I need it. This is the part I was talking about. I'm about to take off the runner that I have on the dresser, and you can just see all that powder in there. Some of it's the loose powder that I used on my face to seal the makeup once I do my makeup, and the blush. That's kind of a little bit of loose powder, and so much of it seeped through I had no idea. So I had to wipe everything that seeped through off with the microfiber towel and just try and get that off of there so I could do the Mil Sec on the dresser. As you can kind of see, the Mil Sec really does a beautiful job of cleaning the dresser off and giving it a nice shine and just sort of hydrating the wood. I actually ran out of the small bottle, so I went and got the larger bottle that we have, and I just basically poured it straight on there because I figured it was a big enough surface I didn't need to just sort of blop the Mil Sec onto fabric, so I could just pretty much pour it straight onto the rag, and to a degree I can even pour it kind of directly onto the dresser. So I made sure to get the top part really well, and then you'll see me, I'll be also doing the Mil Sec on the frame around the mirror and the front of the drawers. Actually, you'll see in a little bit where I have to pull out a step stool because I'm not that tall. I'm about average for a woman, but at 5'5", I'm still not tall enough to do the Mil Sec on the very top part of the dresser on the mirror there, and I wanted that to look nice too, so I had to go get a step stool for that. But yeah, the main thing is just getting the entire dresser Mil Sec because I think it hadn't been done in a while, and just make it all nice and clean and shiny, and then I have to let it dry before I can put the black vinyl runner on it. now I'm coming down to the last part of the front of the dresser, and then after that I can move on to letting it dry and then putting everything back on top of it. So here's the final product with the black nylon runner on it. You can see the caddy and all my makeup there. And then now switching back to me making the bed. Now, I talked about this earlier in the video. There was a bedding set that my sister-in-law gave us, which was really nice. So I changed out the pillow covers and then pillow shams, and there's a nice sort of thick sheet to go on it in a duvet with a duvet cover. And while it was nice, my favorite color is purple, and we changed out the ones that we were doing for the boys, so we decided to get a nice purple one for us as well. So while you'll see what it looks like with the white one that my sister-in-law gave us, a little bit later you'll see the purple one that we decided to change out. So with making the bed, my husband generally prefers the comforter to go over the pillows, but I've always been the type that when I make the bed, I put the pillows on top. I noticed that more people tend to do that, and hotels do it too, I've noticed, where they'll put the comforter down and then they put the pillows over top of it. So right now in the video, I'm just trying to get the comforter tucked into the duvet cover, which, let me tell you, was no easy task, because I had to try and get it all straightened out. By the time I made it to the purple one, though, I kind of figured out how to do it by turning the entire cover inside out, grabbing the bottom of the comforter, and then flipping the duvet cover over the comforter as I went along. It's kind of like the easier method for putting a pillowcase on a pillow cover, but since it's been so long since I put a duvet cover on a duvet, it took me a little while to figure out how to get it done just right and smoothly. Well, I finally got the whole thing stuffed in, so you'll get to see me here shortly buttoning the duvet cover closed with the duvet in it, and then flattening it out so that way I can kind of get smoothed out to the top. But yeah, that was quite the fight with that duvet and that duvet cover. And now finally time for the pillowcases and the pillow shams, which doesn't take nearly as long as getting the duvet and the duvet cover and the sheet that I had to put on the bed to go with the set onto there. But yeah, this was the easier part. Now time to put the flat sheet on the bed that I was telling you about. There is a fitted on the bed, but it's not nearly as thick as this one. So this is the flat sheet that came with the set. So I'm putting that on the bed, and it actually feels really nice to sleep on that flat sheet. So I had to get that all shaken out and flattened out, and then I got it tucked in on all the seams and put the pillows on top of that, and we'll put the pillows on top of the comforter. But yeah, it was kind of interesting putting that flat sheet on the bed and making sure that I had it even all the way around. Now I'm finally getting those pillowcases and shams stacked on the bed like I was talking about, and this is the final view of that bedding set. This is the one that my sister-in-law had given to us with the nice cream sort of white duvet cover with stripes. But we got the boys' new ones and we really liked them, so as you'll see here, I decided to strip off that duvet cover and take off the comforter that we had on the bed because it's no longer winter, and so it was way too warm for having an extra comforter on the bed. So we decided to get for our bed a nice new purple duvet cover. So you'll see in a minute here, it's a nice white with purple paisleys print on it duvet cover with matching pillowcases. And so I then went about stripping off that duvet cover that I had previously wrestled with to get onto the duvet, and putting the new purple and white one onto the duvet. See, that's the nice paisley print there that I was talking about that I love. Now, something different about this duvet cover compared to the other one is that this one snaps instead of buttons. So I was snapping that one together there and then just trying to get it to lay flat on the bed. I actually ended up, after a while, you won't see it in the video, but I did later on end up switching it around to the part that I had at the top. I put at the bottom where the snaps were, because I find it's a lot less likely to come unsnapped when I'm making the bed if I had the part with the snaps towards the foot of the bed as opposed to the top of the bed. And I'm having a little bit of back and forth with the pillow covers and shams, trying to decide which one should go in front, which one should go in back. I finally decided that I liked the purple with the paisley in the front rather than the back, and so I did that. And I had one sham that I could not find for a little bit, the pillowcase. We found that in the basement on the floor, so we rewashed that. So this is me putting that one on the pillow finally and completing the set. And in a moment here, you'll get a final look of the whole set of the purple paisley bedding set, the duvet and the pillow covers. And so that's a complete look at everything, including the neck pillows. I thank you for watching my video, and I hope I gave you some cleaning and redoing inspiration.